Good morning. Good morning, everybody. It's me. It's me, Mitch, on a Sunday morning. Welcome to Morning Coffee with Mitch. And as the guy right on the bottom of the screen says, glad you could make it. I'm going to try a few new things this morning, and I'll explain why during the course of the live stream. Meanwhile, let's get down to the important business at hand, and that is, my friends, I want to try to reach all the way over here to this thing and press the button with my right hand. Wow, there we go. Pretty cool. Getting better every day. Drink it if you got it. Happy Mother's Day to all you mothers. Many of us men have been called a mother many times in our lifetime. Usually the word mother is followed closely by an expletive. It's okay, I'll take it. So, happy Mother Day to me. No, really. Mother's Day is another one of those greeting card created holidays, but I think that this one has some real merit to it. And especially happy Mother's Day to Erin, Booby Goats. My God. I can't imagine what it's like around her house. 40 years old. 10 kids. Congratulations and happy Mother's Day to you. I have no more mothers in my life. What happens when we get old? We have, generally a mother is somebody who came before you, is upstream. Many of our children are mothers because they have kids of their own. Many of our children have children too who have children. So there are usually a lot of downstream mothers in our families, mothers that come after us. But I think that's not what Mother's Day was really meant for. It was meant to honor your mother, and if they're still alive, your parents' mothers as well, upstream. So even though I have nobody in my life anymore, nor have I had anybody for almost 40 years, to say happy, it's been more than 40 years. My mom died in 1984, so it's been 41 years where I've had no one to say Happy Mother's Day to. I do wish anybody on the planet Earth who's a woman and has had a baby, Happy Mother's Day from me. There you go. There you go. And welcome. Welcome to everybody. Welcome to everybody. And I'm going to be doing something a little different in here. I've got these banners at the bottom of the screen, which I can turn on and off. You may see them pop up occasionally, and as true to form for me, as busy as I am trying to notice everything that's going on, sometimes I forget to turn them off. And so I beg your indulgence. If these banners overstay their welcome, I'll try to keep track of it. But there are things I need to start accomplishing on this channel of mine. And I'll talk a little bit about that later. I hope I don't alienate too many people, but life is life and reality is reality. And I got to tell you, especially in the condition I'm in and how hard it is to do everything, it's a lot of work and takes a lot of time to keep this YouTube thing up. I love it. And I would hate to give it up, but there are some issues that I'm having, and I'll go over them with you. Basically, might need a little help. Let me see who's here. Let me see who's here. Now, for some reason, and according to this question from Smoothie 420, why do early comments go missing lately? And that's true. I logged in this morning, like I do every morning, and usually I see all of the chat that went on all night. And since I posted this thing yesterday early, mid-afternoon, there should have been many, many, many entries. And yet, the first entry in the chat itself was from Humera Jamil. And that was at 5:36 a.m. I have no control over that. YouTube, in their infinite wisdom, has, it seems like, no idea what they're doing. Make up your mind, YouTube. But those of you who do use the chat to talk to each other, that's fine. It's fun. I like to see it when I log in the morning, but sometimes, for some reason, I don't ever do anything different. That all of that stuff is just gone. Gone. It's somewhere in the twilight zone. So I can't answer that question about why. All I can tell you is YouTube does many things that leave all of us questioning, why the hell did you do that? Wayne Herman chimed in at 5:40 something a.m. from Lake Aston, North Carolina. Hiya, Wayne, how are you? And then Nikki W. chimed in, wishing everybody a happy Mother's Day, probably the theme for this morning. Mike Seeley, yeah, happy Mother's Day. From Melbourne, Florida, Lori's Carnivore Story. Last night's chat disappeared again, yes. Good morning, everyone. Happy Mother's Day to all of our wonderful moms out there. I'll second that. Kathy, Florida. Good morning, Mitch. Lori James. Got an itch on my back. Okay. Morning all from Calgary, Alberta. Well, good morning to you, Maury. Hey. Spimby says, happy Mother's Day to the moms out there. And who we have here? Terry Sue. I didn't see this coming. I don't know what you saw coming, but here I am. Tammy Petarch is here. Hi, Tammy. Good morning, Mitch. And the Mitch Fitz, how are you? Terry Sue wishes happy Mother's Day to those who apply. Naruto Kun, good morning. Happy Mother's Day to all the mothers. Second that. I chimed in, and I'm going to try to get in the habit of not only having that Chiron scrolling on the screen for the first few minutes of each one of these, but I did what they call pinned the comment. That means that anybody who logs in is going to see that first. And I think it's a nice welcome. Glad you could make it. I mean that. Meet Tudes, how you doing, Meet Tudes? Good morning and happy Mother's Day to all booby goats. You deserve happy Mother's Day from everybody. Francine Bourgeois was here. We're not at 9:30 yet. Good morning to all. Happy Mother's Day. Yes, sir. Tanya Kitchen Witch, happy Sunday, Mitch, and thank you, Tanya. What happened to it? Oh, I lost it. Go figure. Here it is. Tanya gifted 5 memberships to the private community. Thank you. Thank you so much. Very generous of you. And let me see if I can see who actually was the beneficiary of that. And here we go. Smokey Bear Lover received a gift membership. The Forgetful DM. Daniel Valentine. Elvis with a B. And Lewis L. My goodness. Oh, I figure we get you in there somehow, Lewis, but you thank Tanya for that. So you got 30-day membership. If you don't like it, just don't renew. It'll cancel for you. But hopefully you'll enjoy it. And Lewis, I would love to see you in our Thursday night live streams, private community live streams. They're a lot of fun. So that's who was the beneficiary. And what it does, you can see in the chat, it's scrolling off of me, when one of these things comes in, right afterwards, it goes ahead and tells you who the people were that got the gifts, and their names are now in green. Because when you see a name in green in the chat, it means they're a member of the private community. And again, I'm going to talk a little bit more about that as soon as we get through this stuff. Let me get back to that. Where was I? There it is. Tanya Kitchen. Lizzie said good morning. Happy Mother's Day. Tanya again. Jiffy, good morning to you. Tanya saying hi to everybody. 9:29, Lady June from England chimed in. And my friends, once again, the man that's got it down to a science. It's either retired Rick or Gary. First to chime in at 9:30. Congratulations. Johnny, tell him what he's won. Johnny, where? I'm sorry, Gary. Johnny did not show up for work this morning. Unfortunately, no prize. Just the honor of being the first one in. Chris Wayne from down there in Australia. Happy day to all the mummies. Sandy Blythe here. Good morning, Sandy. How are you? Greg Smith, how are you? It's Monday. I think you said you're going to be... Oh, no, that's tomorrow. Sorry. Days all blend in for me. You're going to be going back out on the road again tomorrow. Be safe out there. Terry Sue says, good morning, everybody. And Naruto-kun, how are you, stranger? I haven't seen you in a while. Glad you could make it. Aunt B says, howdy, Jerry Voitush is here. Good morning from Ponte Vedra Beach, Florida. Happy Mother's Day, he says. Indy Andy Carnivore's with us. Yam motivated. Yam. Is that supposed to be like YM or I'm? Good morning from Southern California. Good morning to you. It's early out there. And we have Don, I guess that's Boyge. Hey, Mitch from our happy campground in Wisconsin. Well, good morning to you. Good morning and welcome. Graceful Lily is here. Hello to Mitch and a Misfit, she says. I'm going to get a few more that I haven't said hi to yet. Bruno. These are some names I don't recognize. Morning, mate. You're still alive. Good on you. Yeah, that's what I say to myself every morning when I wake up and get out of bed. Yes. No, I'm feeling pretty good. I'm starting to walk a little more with just a cane now. I still, as I tire during the day, and you do tire. You tire very easily. I thought maybe there was something wrong with me, but I'm finding out that this is universal among people who've had a stroke and are recovering. The body is working so hard to heal and so hard to reestablish those connections to the brain, to move the muscles, that it's such an effort to do anything from talking, but especially walking, and especially me using my right arm, which they tell me is what takes the longest. The finer the muscle motion, the longer it's going to take to connect. They're the last muscles to connect. The first muscles, I guess, to get priority are your long muscles, the leg muscles. Maybe that's because I want you to be able to run away. That was important. Whatever. The fine things, the things it takes to write, play the piano, things like that might take or a year or may never fully come back. So I'm concentrating on the things that are coming back and a little bit on things that aren't, but it's very important for me that the walking and the balance, if nothing else, really, really heal. And they are. And I make a conscious effort every day to, like this morning, I got up, I used the roller walker, I came out of my bedroom into the kitchen. When I felt pretty good, so I said, okay, I took it over and I got my cane, not my little hemi walker, but my cane, a cane with a bottom that has 4 little feet on it. No, it's not as steady as a hemi walker because the feet aren't spread out quite as wide. But I took the cane, and just for exercise, I went and walked the length of my house and back, getting used to the kind of gait, the kind of motion, when to set the cane in front of you, which foot to lead with. These are all things that you have to think about. But when you're really out walking, you don't want to have to think about these things. You want them to just kind of be automatic and learn. So I'm practicing more and more with just the cane, to use just the cane. What happens as you're recovering, and I've recovered rapidly, you spend a lot of money. You just keep buying things. I'm beginning to get a big pile of things as I graduate. It's like starting school and ending up in college after about 2 months and having all the old school books pile up. You never need them again. Well, that's what it's like for me with handicap devices. I've got 2 wheelchairs, 3 walkers, roller walkers, 2 regular walkers. I've got a hemi walker. Now I've got a cane. Ideally, I would be able to just use the cane until I get to the point where I can walk with no assistance. But now I got to go out, because if I'm going to use these things, I got to have them. I got to have one in the car. I got to have one outside on my patio. I got to have one in the house. I don't have to keep grabbing it and taking it with me up and down the steps. So I got to buy another cane or 2 from Amazon today. But that's a good thing. It's a good thing to be improving like that. I had a I don't know what I did. I always do that. You all want to know right now that when I disappear, hang in there, don't go anywhere. Oh, boy. How many of you said that I disappeared? Let me go over here to the chat. There's something that I'm brushing against. I don't know what I did. Milton pulled the plug, he said, at 9. I'm back. You had a what? Don't panic. Matitude says, yes. Yes, it's something. I would be better off if I just read the chat from the chat you see on the right and not tried to interact. If I kept the mouse out of the StreamYard window, I couldn't accidentally hit something that dumped me out and ended the stream or ended my connection to the stream. But I like putting your names up on the stream. on the screen because you like to see your names up there. So, at any rate, Charger Mopar says, well built. Yeah, I don't know what that means. Must have some significance. Danny in Boston. Danny in Boston says, Dr. Kills. Is Kelsey here? Can't wait to meet you June 26th in Boston. Is Kilts in the chat? I didn't see it. If you are, how you doing, Kelsey? Grab this question from Gary. Mitch, how many false alarms have you set off with your life alert button already? Well, actually none, believe it or not. It gives you a chance. Oh, here's Kelsey. Hey, Kelsey, how you doing, my friend? Glad you could make it. Glad you could make it. I was just getting to my show notes here, and I wanted to just let you know a few things. And there we are. Of course, there's my Buy Me a Coffee link, and always important to me, so I'll have to put that up there. Let me put that in the chat. Paste that in there. Thank you very much in advance. I have a video coming out today at 1:20 Eastern Time. It's something I need to get back to more. And this is what I wanted to talk about today. And again, Kelsey, good to see you, man. Good to see you. Kel says, I am here. Great day with you, Mitch. Good to see you. And everybody say hi to Kelsey. Always an honor to have you in here. You and Nelson both. Not that diminishes the rest of you. I'm always honored to have you all in here. We have 121 of you right now. By the way, the cup stays on the black screen. Good. Thank you. Good. I was hoping it did. The stream is still live. What happened is my connection to it has disappeared. But anything that's coming from StreamYard, like that cup, the overlay, will stay. Also, if I had somebody in another window, they would stay. Only my little window would disappear. So, great. When you see the cup, you know that the stream is still live. You're not having any problems. Just StreamYard's communication with me was interrupted. That also happens if I have a power failure, which I've had during live streams in the past. At those times, sometimes I've left a whole panel full of people who, I got to tell you, didn't miss the opportunity to bust on me until I could manage to figure out how to reboot the computer and get myself back. So I'm glad to hear that cup. What would really be cool is if there was some option, are you listening, StreamYard? If the guest happens to disappear, maybe you could put up in his place a little technical difficulties, be right back sign. I know that would be a lot of programming. It would be a nice feature. Again, Kelsey says we are hanging out with our Mitch fan community. Good to see you. Always good to see you. MK is here this morning. Okay, that's one of my favorite YouTube names. Okay. Because those of you South Park fans will get the reference. Okay. Mr. Mackey, who says things like drugs are bad. Okay. And I know that most of you have seen South Park. Bart K also refers to that a lot. Anybody with a sense of humor would understand that. So, let's see how we're doing. Okay, I was in the middle of talking about something, and I don't want to get into it. Oh, I said I had a recipe video coming out at 1:20 today, and what I wanted to tell you was that I don't like to talk about money. I don't like to talk about how much a little money we make on YouTube. I feel very bad a little bit mercenary sometimes. I don't even like to ask you for coffees, but the world is what it is. This channel does generate a small amount of revenue for me, and that revenue subsidizes that little bit of Social Security that I get and the money that I'm able to earn doing computer work when, at my age, 78 years old, by all rights, I should be retired. I've let you all into my personal life of the past and the financial reasons why I have no retirement other than that. So I'll be working until the day I die because I will not become a burden on my children. No, not going to do it. I will work as long as there's something I could do. This YouTube thing, I love it. I love it not for potential to make money. I love it because I'm committed to it. I've kept it up, struggling through recovering from a stroke, not for the money. There is no money. That's the problem. I haven't been doing enough of it. My revenues are at all-time lows from YouTube. If not for your generosity with these Buy Me a Coffees, there would be very little. I have a private community. People pay $3.99 a month. I get a few $100 a month from that. My ad revenue on YouTube has dropped to about $200 a week. I can't make enough videos and get enough views because most people lost interest in my stroke recovery, and I need to get back to carnivore, making more recipe videos, more walk and talks and those things to keep the interest. And I don't blame them, and I understand. Most people on YouTube, except for people like Kelsey, Kelsey's here, don't really need to make money, or they do need to make money. Kelsey is one of the least commercial channels there are. Truly a passion, and I admire him for that. But he's got a very lucrative, he's a doctor, doesn't need this. Unfortunately, I was hoping at my age not to need it either, but I do. I don't want people to keep throwing money at me. I almost feel guilty when the same people buy me a coffee again. I can only have one birthday a year where I don't feel guilty about getting a present, and you guys are very generous on my birthday. I've tried to think of ways that people can help me out in this effort without having to actually donate money. And one of the things that I think is the best way you can all help me, and so many of you have, and it costs you absolutely nothing, and all I need to do to make it work is talk about it more. Because everybody, and I understand it, is not going to have it in the forefront of their mind. Let me help Mitch out a little bit. He really helps me. I know I'm helping you because so many of you are so loyal and say thank you to me so much. I wish that was enough for what I need. So I'm talking about the fact that I have an account with Amazon, an affiliate account. I have a web page, and I'm going to show it to you right now because this is something I wanted to take a few minutes out. And I have decided that on my videos and in my live streams, I'm just going to have to remind people that it helps me when you use this and costs you nothing. I also will work harder to find really good deals and bargains about things that are related to carnivore, especially the cooking. This is the front page of my website. If you look, it says Carnivore Basics. I have a page there. This is OldGuyCarnivore.com. There's great stuff. Quick Start Guide, Carnivore Basic. Everybody who starts carnivore, I think, will find some help here. Then I have a page that says links to stuff I use every day. And it's in categories: t-shirts and merch, supplements, food and pantry items, kitchen appliances and tools, t-shirts, cameras and accessories, exercise equipment, etc. And as you go down this thing, everybody asks me, what supplements do you take? Well, this is a list of what I either bought or have bought from Amazon. I leave the stuff up there that I have bought that are what I think of the well-known, highly advertised commercial brands, something that aren't too bad. The Dr. Berger electrolyte, this is the vitamin D I take, this is magnesium, this is the iodine. I don't buy Element, but a lot of people do. Why not buy it here? These are the 3 items used to mix my own electrolyte mix in bulk. Save a fortune. Save a fortune. Then I go to the food stuff that I use. The one seasoning I use if I want a little garlic flavor: grass-fed ghee, pork rind, crumbs. God, the stuff you can do with this. Well, there it is. Redmond Real Salt, Himalayan Pink Salt. These are brands that I know are good and pure. Everybody's favorite, the Malden Smoked Salt. Little Fishies, Amazon has these Wild Planet, wild caught anchovies, and the pink salmon in a can that I used to make my salmon cakes. If you buy these things, do it through my links. They pay me a commission that costs you nothing. I don't expect you to have that in the forefront of your mind. And it's obvious to me if I don't talk about it a lot, people don't think about it. I don't blame you. My own children don't think about it. If I could only get a commission on the stuff that they bought from Amazon, I could probably retire. They forget about it. Here's the beautiful part. If you go to Amazon through any of these links, even if you just want to look or you don't want to buy it, once you are in the Amazon window and you go up to the search page at the top and type in something else you want, or go to it through another link that shows up somewhere in that window, whatever you get, whatever you buy, they pay me. They give me credit for bringing you to Amazon through one of my links. It's incredible. Last year in the hurricane season, I started advertising these, putting up there the links to these EcoFlow things. I bought 2 of them myself. Well, the one that I had in my link is kind of an older unit, so they came up with a new unit. So if I were to click on the new unit one here and buy it, I would get paid the commission for that. So what I'm trying to say is I don't demand that you do this. If you want to help me, I appreciate it. Aside from just throwing money at me, which I feel almost guilty taking, this is a way that I can let Jeff Bezos contribute to my daily living expenses without taking a thing out of the pockets of people who like me and considering that I'm helping them. There are all kinds of kitchen gadgets. Every one of these I own and use. You see them in my videos. Thermometers, frying pans, the Dubai Mineral B frying pan, which has always been $110 and very hard to get, is on sale today for $71. That is a deal. That is a deal. And I have to start pointing these deals out, spending more of my time to find them. But it's a great deal. I bought mine. It says last purchase December 9th, 2022. Had it for a long time. Had it for 2.5 years. It's still a fabulous pan for searing steaks. I don't want to become the Mitch Home Shopping Channel, but I need to start getting people to remember that when they want to help me, Don't have to throw money. Don't have to buy a coffee. You're just as generous if you just give it a thought about me when you go on Amazon. If you don't need to buy any of the stuff on this page, any of the air fryers, this is also the Ninja air fryer that I use today is $184. That's crazy cheap for this air fryer. 7-in-1 built-in thermometer. I use it all the time. It's my favorite and still my favorite air fryer. So I got to start pointing this stuff out to you more. If a link is broken, go on and search for what you want. I still get credit for it. Here's the little deal. I just bought the chop up hamburger in a pan. It works great. Kelsey gave me one of these, but I put a link to it. Everybody else, there's a link to it. It's Ninja ice cream maker. These are the WeVac vacuum sealers that I've referred people to. They're fabulous. They're not cheap. They're commercial grade, but put links to them in there. Here's a slow cooker that I'm featuring in my video this afternoon. All kinds of gizmos. Here's the 40-ounce thing that I mix my electrolytes in every day. This thing goes on sale all the time. I'll point it out to you when it does. So I'm going to be talking more about my Amazon stuff. I'll probably make a little 20-second little video clip that I can run during my as a commercial. I'll say things like, this video is sponsored by, well, me. And I'll play it. I apologize if you think I'm getting too commercial, but if this YouTube thing doesn't at least make a little bit of money based on the amount of time and energy I spend on it, I have to find another place. You all think I'm rich because maybe I got a nice car. Well, that's not that much money. I own my house free and clear. My living expenses are very low, but my bills go up every day and my income just goes down. And now I'm faced with some very expensive home repairs. I hate to talk about this, but unfortunately, what can I say? It's the real world, and you all, every time that order from Sam's Club comes, it's just more and more and more money. One bit of good news, it looks like eggs came down a little bit. I had some delivered yesterday, and it was like $6.22 for 18 of the pasture-raised Sam's Club eggs, which I think are the best eggs they actually sell. I think they're better than their cage-free eggs. And they took that 100% vegetarian-fed nonsense off the label of pasture-raised eggs. Maybe they heard me when I said that is the most stupid thing to put on there. It's impossible. A pasture-raised chicken cannot be vegetarian-fed. Pasture-raised means he's eating out of the ground in a pasture, and what's he pecking for? Worms and grubs. Certainly not vegetarian. So maybe somebody got the word or pointed out to them that, yeah, you could do things for marketing, but if they don't make sense, don't do it. Don't do it. So I'm sorry about the crass commercialism, but I am now a sponsored. I'm going to consider myself a sponsored channel, even though I don't get paid by any advertiser. I'm sponsoring this channel with my Amazon links and merchandise that I have, the T-shirts and the coffee cups. All these links are usually in the description of every video. I don't push the merchandise. People really got to want it. You want one of these coffee cups? That's great. I know that the company I get them from charges a lot of money. So if you do want to be kind of like a member of the tribe, let's say, let me get back to the homepage here. I'll show you what I did. on my homepage. They're my channel members. And here it is, Reclaim Your Lifestyle. And I have a gallery there of all the people that have bought my T-shirts and coffee cups and sent me pictures of themselves. And if you do that, I'll put you in there, and you can be a very exclusive club. But and there's me. There's me wearing a Food Pyramid T-shirt back when I could go to the gym. And there's Randy K, the first guy to buy one of my T-shirts and send me that picture. So, and still a member of the private community. So back to that. All right, enough crass commercialism. I've used up too much time today, but these are things I have to say, and I certainly appreciate it. And I know that if you go on my website and look at that links to stuff I use, you'll find some gadgets you didn't realize you couldn't live without. And watch some of my old cooking videos, and you'll see how I use them. And none of that stuff, save for the bigger vacuum sealers, which I use all the time. The vacuum sealer bags, which is usually the biggest expense of those things, from this company, WeVac, which you'll find links to the bags as well, is their bags are commercial. They come in boxes of hundreds. They are the best I've seen. They're chemical-free, safe to use, especially for sous vide. They cost 1/5 of what the name brand consumer bags cost. 1/5. They're so cheap, you don't care if you waste one. Whereas the other bags, you always try to save it and use it again. No, you don't have to. You don't have to. It's a great deal. It is commercial grade stuff. Okay, I'm going to now start looking for questions. And what I'm going to do is run down to the bottom of this chat and work my way backwards because I know that I missed a lot. Here, let me bring this up. Erudicity, £5 super chat. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Yeah, unfortunately, those links don't work for Canadians. In order for me to deal with that, I would have to create a separate affiliate account with Amazon Canada, and I have to enter into all of the taxing and importing nonsense. It's way too complicated. So I have to limit it to the United States. Unfortunately, doesn't mean you can't buy these things where you are. It's just that I won't get credit for it. So that's okay too. If you want one of them, I'm happy to recommend the things I use without having to be paid. But if enough people just thought of me every day, that will be all I need. And it wouldn't cost anybody a penny more than they were going to spend anyway. Because I know how many people buy from Amazon. My phone has been ringing. Let me take a second to somebody. There are some coffees there. Jane bought me a coffee. Thank you so much. Appreciate your hard work during your rehab and what it takes for you to show up today. A toast to you with my morning coffee with Mitch. Have a wonderful Sunday. Jane, you're very generous. Thank you, sweetheart. Thank you so much. And Kelsey bought me 5 coffees. Thank you. Thank you, Kelsey. Mitch supporting us every day. You're more than generous, my friend. I really appreciate that. Speaking of Amazon, there was a really funny story on the news today about Amazon. It seems for Mother's Day that some little kid decided he was going to go onto the computer and buy his mother a Mother's Day present. Well, obviously, her account was already logged in when he clicked the link, and up came the link. And he ordered for his mother 70,000 lollipops. $4,000 worth of lollipops. Must have been a toddler. His mother saw the order, got in touch with Amazon and said, "This is a mistake. I want to cancel it." They said, "It's too late to cancel it. It's been shipped already." And it came almost a pallet load of boxes of lollipops. Amazon told her, "Just refuse the delivery when it comes." As luck would have it, she wasn't home when they delivered it and arrived home to find a pallet load of lollipops on her front door. She then called Amazon and said, "How do I return these things?" And they then informed her they're not returnable. She is now in the discount lollipop business trying to sell these lollipops. Trying to sell them all on eBay. Happy Mother's Day. You got to be careful. And that reminds me of the time that South Park, as a gag on one of their shows, had Cartman say right in the middle of the show, and he used the Amazon keyword, the name that we all use to wake up any device that listens. And he said, the keyword, "Order the box set of South Park DVDs." And around the world, these Echoes, Amazon Echoes, automatically placed an order for a box set. Thousands and thousands and thousands of orders. Be careful. I personally don't want my thing to order anything if I say it. I want to sit down at the computer and do it, but that went down in history on South Park. All right, let's see if we got some questions here. I'm going to go. Here, God, Karen Shipley's a new member. Join the private community. Fantastic. We will see you. We will see you on Thursday. I am all over the place here today. I wanted to talk about that Amazon stuff. I appreciate your patience. I even have a banner here. I even have a banner that I could put at the bottom. That actually is the link to that stuff. I may throw that up there occasionally. I don't want to leave it run for more than a few seconds. If you see it continually running, try to get my attention and tell me to turn the damn thing off. Like that. Thank you very much. Oh. What time? At 10:07 in the chat. All right. I'm going to start here. Just go through real quick and see if I can find questions. I saw one go by. Here it is. Lori, how are you sleeping these days? Not bad, Lori, not bad. It's very strange. It has been since I had the stroke to sleep, because sometimes my right leg will kind of go numb. Like if your foot falls asleep, maybe it'll tingle a little bit. That is that's just what happened when the connection from the nerves that sense feeling were damaged, and the brain is trying to reconnect. Occasionally, I'll get a cramp in that leg, even though I don't get cramps in the other leg, and I'm taking plenty of electrolytes, and it's just something that happens. I usually wake up once or twice during the night. That's it. When I sleep soundly. I dream, and I can't complain. I'm getting enough sleep. I do have in my right leg, which is the one affected by the stroke, at the end of the day, a little bit of edema You notice it only when I compare it to my left foot. But if I look down at my left foot at the end of the day, and my right foot, my ankle on my right, looks a little swollen, and the foot itself a little swollen. They tell me that's normal, and in the morning when I get up, all the edema is gone, and it takes almost a full day for it to swell up a little bit. But I watch that every day, and it is getting less and less, but it hasn't gone away. So, all in all things considered, Lori, I can't complain about the sleep or the way I feel or the way I'm recovering, because it is what it is, and nothing I can do about that other than to fight through it, try to be positive, and enjoy the little victories when they happen, like being able to drive my car somewhere. I'm looking forward to graduating to only the cane, and to the point where as I put the wheelchairs away, I haven't sat my butt in a wheelchair for 2 to 3 weeks now. I remember when 6, 7 weeks ago, 8 weeks ago, no, 7 weeks ago in rehab, well, maybe even less than that, 7 weeks ago in rehab, it was such a triumph for me to actually stand up on my feet and just walk with a walker. In fact, in rehab, the first exercises I did were basically stand up, grab the walker, try to walk 10 steps from here to there, turn around and come back. That was a major victory at the time. Got out of the wheelchair, stood on my own 2 feet upright, and got 10 steps away and came back. That was a major victory. Watch the video that I have out this afternoon, the cooking video. You'll see me walking those same 10 steps in the kitchen, completely unsupported, on my own, from the sink to the refrigerator and back. That's what I'm practicing. That's 1,000 miles from where I was just weeks ago. So every day, that's the interesting thing about recovering from this. As long as you see something today that you can do that you couldn't do yesterday. Today, I'll show you this. Let me get this. This scenario. Today, and the microphone got in the way. I took my hand. I can lift it up and reach the mixer, no problem. I couldn't do that a couple weeks ago. I couldn't get my hand any further out from that. Today, I reached out and pushed one of the buttons on this scene changer. See? That's a new first for today. You grab onto these little victories. Tammy, thank you so much, sweetie. Tammy says, I'm shopping on Amazon today through your link. That's the best thing. But Tammy, I so appreciate that. And I know that everybody would do it if I kept talking about it. And I hate to talk about that kind of stuff, but it is what it is. And if it alienates somebody, and they all Mitch, you're just in this for the money. Well, sorry. And if somebody says to me that all the other carnivore people on YouTube don't do it for the money, wake up. I might be one of the few people, other than Kelsey, that would rather not do it for the money. I would rather be able to have an income enough to support this and give it all away. That more suits my personality. I used to be able to do that. I was one of the rich guys in my lifetime. Circumstances change. when you look at all the YouTubers, so many of them have sponsors, real sponsors that pay them money to make a video for them. They sponsor carnivore bars, Element supplements, so many things, so many YouTubers, air fryers. There's no end to the commercialism in the carnivore space. The big doctors that are on YouTube get just bombarded with super chats for people who want them to answer questions or have huge private communities that generate $50,000 a month or more in revenue for them. Nothing wrong with that. I can't do that. One carnivore doctor is starting a whole healthcare system that's going to make a fortune if it. And another carnivore doctor advertises his own practice and puts his phone number up in every one of his videos saying he'll take you as a patient. Everybody's got an angle. So I'm not unique in that respect. And I have an angle that won't cost you anything. So that's why I do that. That's why I do that. But thank you, Tammy. Thank you so much. That's all it takes. And it's just a whole bunch of little commissions. Tiny, most of the time less than $1. But it does add up. And I don't need that much money to live. Don't need that much money to live. Maybe someday I'll be able to stop buying wheelchairs and walkers. I hope. I hope. Let me go back in the chat here. I'm still looking for questions. We're almost to the hour. Tomorrow I promise to spend more time talking about other than the commercial stuff. We'll talk about Amazon hopefully for no more than 30 seconds in any one of my live streams, but that'll be enough to at least keep it in your consciousness, and that's all it will take. Because when I did that last year, it did the trick. You used the Amazon stuff. You thanked me for the referrals and the links. Out of sight, out of mind is what happens, and I needed to just keep it in sight. And I have to do that. If that alienates anybody where they don't want to watch me anymore, I'm sorry. But anywhere you watch, whether it be commercial TV or anything else, somebody's paying for it, and you're sitting through commercials. Don't know what to say. Smoothie says, maybe you lose power internet connection during the night, but it all comes back within 30 minutes. No, that's not why. When I disappear from these things right now, Smoothie, it's because I probably hit the wrong button accidentally on the mouse when it was hovering over the wrong control. It's easy, very easy to do. Here we have Grana's Garden Stories. Have you considered drinking real kefir? When I had my stroke 8 months ago, I, for some reason, started making my own raw goat milk kefir. I swear it was the one thing that helped me heal. Well, I'm healing without kefir. I'm not into fermented dairy products. Sorry, it's just not me. It may be very good. If I don't drink it, I may be missing something that could help me heal. But I'm sticking to carnivore, and I've decided that I really enjoy it. So I'm going to throw a little bit of Kelsey's ice cream in there, but I'm going to mix it up only in a very small batch so I can't overeat it, which is what I have the tendency to want to do. Aunt B says, Mitch, I think I need reminders of the Amazon link. Smoothie says, so I meant the early comments. Oh, I see what you're saying. No, it has nothing to do with my internet connection because those things go right from you to YouTube. It has nothing to do with my computer even being turned on. It's just something happens in YouTube, and I don't know why it happens. Maybe they don't even know why it happens. Excuse me. No, Sorry, I'm not a kefir, not into the fermented dairy products. Let me continue to go back. I've been back about a half an hour now, just looking for questions. At the time Kelsey came in. Now I got that question, so let me go back down to the bottom of the chat and see if there's any more. Did it again. All I did was move my mouse over to the other chat, and boom, dumped me. Wow, I gotta figure that out. Maybe I need to find a different browser to use. I'm using it in Firefox now to separate it from Chrome, for the reason that Chrome crashes on my computer sometimes and Firefox doesn't, but this thing dumps me out of StreamYard. I don't know what it is that I'm doing. Again, me too says don't panic. Jerry Voitis says it's getting dark in here. That's funny. That's funny. Not Kiefer, Kafir. Thank you, Gary. It's not something I'd even consider, or I think I've ever even uttered the name. So thank you for the correction on the kefir, on the pronunciation. There are so many of these fermented foods and that I don't eat. I let my gut microbiome find its own levels of the bacteria that are necessary to digest primarily the carnivore diet. When I do that, things settle down. Things settle down. Mitch, Dan says, I think I need a flashlight. Now you're just getting mean. Or are you talking about a flashlight for eggs? Wow, a lot of you guys are talking about the stuff that you did buy. You did buy all these things that I recommended, and AMP has bought a lot of stuff. Yeah, and those Mueller 12-inch ceramic coated pans go on sale every once in a while. Whenever they go on sale for like $20, $25, I buy a couple of them. I got a brand new one on my cooktop now, and I still have 2 brand new ones under my counter. Those things are expendable. When we think about this, it costs you $20 for one ribeye steak these days, for a decent one, or more. That's expendable. Certainly, it's not an investment. So much of this stuff that costs $20, $30, $40. I bought myself another one of those roller walkers, like I use like the red one you see in my videos in the house, just to keep in the back of my car in case I run it if I'm out and I have to end up having to walk a further distance than I think I can do or would be comfortable with a small cane or a hemi walker. I've got one with me. It costs $48 from Amazon. Free delivery. $48. I said, the 2-pack of prime ribeyes from Amazon that Nelson gifted to me when he came and brought the ice cream maker were over $50. 2 ribeyes. And so I said, well, that $46 walker, if it can keep me from falling, extend my useful range of my abilities until I heal more, is certainly worth the cost of a couple of ribeyes. I have to put these prices in perspective. So if you were to buy that, a carbon steel 11-inch pan that I showed you is on sale now for $71, that is a legacy that you could pass down to your grandchildren. Those pans last forever. They're indestructible. The more you use them, the more seasoned they get, the better they cook. It's incredible. $71. Cost of 3 ribeyes. It's not expensive compared to what we have to spend money on every day. And if it's something that's going to really enrich your life and make your food better, it's worth it. It's a great investment in that case. Great investment in that case. And Beast, I bought a glass lid for my pans, and they got gifted out from under me, so I have a lonely lid, a Mueller frying pan again. Well, stop giving your stuff away. Chris B says the Mueller pan is like, everybody keeps talking about the Mueller pan being made in China. Well, it is. It is made in China. It is an Austrian company that contracts with a manufacturer. Maybe they've stopped making them in China and now they make them in Austria again. Many. Made in China doesn't, it's a shame, but the majority of what we use as Americans now come from China. That all started with Walmart way back. That's how they were able to, back then, the stuff they had made in China. But since then, China has become a manufacturing power, I think, equal and sometimes better in quality than anywhere. All of our electronics, our cell phones, so many of them are made in China. Politics aside, there's nothing wrong with it. And if a manufacturer in Austria can contract with a manufacturer in China to make the things cheaper for him than he can make it in Austria, there's nothing wrong with that. If it grates on your political sensibilities, don't buy it. It may be that they change again. I personally do not make a daily task of saying, I wonder where the Mueller pans are being manufactured now. And who knows what Trump's tariffs are going to do to the balance of who manufactures what in this world. What most people don't realize is all this stuff at this point is just negotiating bluff. And now tariffs in China, they're talking about cutting them down to half of what they originally proposed. It's all negotiations, and I don't care what you say about Trump. That's his strong point. He can scare anybody. But if you look back on it in a few years, you'll probably find that it all worked out for the best. And we added some common sense to the leaders of these other countries that have been screwing us over for so many years. And that's what's going on right now. And the stock market is going crazy trying to figure it out. I thought most of these investors were smarter than that, or they're just fueling it so they can make fortunes on the swings up and down of the market daily on all of the news and rumors. And fear in the heart of most average investors. Everything's manipulated in this world. Question, Mitch, have you tried Rick's Heart Attack drumsticks? I use my safe bacon fat and deep fried them for 28 minutes. It's better than any restaurant. Well, yes, that stuff's great. No, I haven't tried the drumsticks. I cook my chicken wings like that. I cook my salmon patties like that. I love to deep fry things. I cook fish fillets and that, breaded with pork rind crumbs. I love to cook things just deep fried in bacon fat. It's great. It's great. I saved the bacon fat. I got a gallon of bacon fat in my refrigerator now in plastic cans. It keeps a long time. I put the date on top of it. It'll keep for 6 months at least. And I rotate them. But I'm like a bacon fat factory, the amount of bacon that I eat, and I save it. So, yes, Rick calls it heart attack, jokingly. Bacon and eggs. Mainstream medicine calls that heart attack food. they made a whole restaurant, the Heart Attack Grill, because they served fat and meat. They should have labeled it as the healthiest place to eat in the world. But no, that wouldn't fit in. That wouldn't fit in with the narrative from the food and drug industry. And we talk about that here. Sometimes I get a little passionate about it. Tuka, good morning to you. Tuka asks me all the time, how are you, boss? How do I become wise like you? And Tuka, I'll tell you again, I can't answer that question. I don't know. Maybe you're already wise like me, but it's very complimentary. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Well, I'm at the bottom of the chat here. I've only dumped myself out of this thing twice today, but fortunately I get back pretty quick. Well, let me do this. It's we've been at it for an hour and 10 minutes, so contractually, now nobody says you have to be an hour, but we need to save something for the next time. I'll remind you. Now let me get a little happy music on here. And while that happy music is playing, you can say goodbye to everybody in the chat and go on with your Mother's Day festivities, because I'll bet you there's a lot of breakfast going on right now. I'll remind you again, cooking video this afternoon, 1:20 I think it's scheduled for Eastern Daylight Time. I hope you enjoy it. I think it's something everybody should try, because we're always looking for cheap carnivore staples. So here you go. And oh, you tell me. Me2 say goodbye. Jerry Voitus says goodbye. Aunt B Jiffy. Tristan 71 Lat. Hi Lat. Deborah Wisegal, have a fabulous Sunday, she says. Tourier saying goodbye. Father of United Carnivore, Mike Shirley Sr. DS111. Hey buddy, how you doing? Happy Mother's Day. Well, you know what I mean. He says, Lady June says goodbye to everybody. Smoothie. The Furl Grandma say goodbye. So, while we wait for the music to end, we'll enjoy it and exit this thing with a smile on our face. Here it comes. Yes, sir. And with that, my friends, before I dump out again, I hit the wrong button, I guess. Take the rest of the day off. I will see you all on Tuesday morning for the next iteration of Morning Coffee with Mitch. Remember the main rule, eat meat.